Welcome back with the New York State Pavement Series there on Empire Sports Network. The Interstate Auto Parts Tioga Speedway pace car leading the field around as we get ready for the start of the second NASCAR Modified 25-lapper. Steve Zacharias, George Kent in row 1.
J.R. Swansboro and T.J. Patrabowski, row 2.
Lee Sherwood, J.R. Kent back in the third row.
In row 4, it's Jake Rott and Terry Zacharias.
Rod Aton and Rick Woods in row 5.
John Helmers and Tim Gulo in row 6.
Then you've got Ken Canestrari, Dennis Gardner back in row 7.
The 8th row find Justin Ely and Bobby Osgood.
Larry Nye, Scott Blaskowski in row 9.
Mr. Ed Conner and John Gage in row 10.
Rusty Smith and Billy Maynard in row 11. Then Zane Ziner, Tony Hooker, and Tom Zacharias. The green is out and we are underway with our second 25-lapper. And Andy, how is the starting order determined for this second race?
Well, Paul, in between segments, J.R. Kent, your race winner, drew numbers out of bucket 6, 8, 10, or 12. He drew number 6, which inverted the field from the last race, which meant Steve Zacharias had the dubious honor of being on the pole next to George Kent, who's got a lot of wind behind him.
Watching some action a little bit further back in the field here. That's J.R. Kent running side by side with T.J. Patrabowski, and there's the number 16 machine right in front of him.
George Kent leading the way as J.R. now goes to the outside. Paul, how would you like to be T.J. Patrabowski right now? And what a move by Patrabowski as he goes to the inside.
Smart move there, trying to break away into turn number 1. Oh, just about ran out of room, and George Kent hang on to it. He does.
Paul, how many times have you seen George Kent get out of shape and lose the lead and drop back to third? There might be a problem with the number 16.
And you see J.R. Kent with a little tap there to let T.J. know what was going on as they work their way down the backstretch. Now J.R. works the outside, going around turns 1 and 2.
Well, Paul, either J.R. Kent didn't approve or he's just got a much faster race car as he really laid it to T.J. as they now go into turn 3, and the sparks are flying as they go through the turns.
Yeah, J.R. Kent using every available inch of racetrack, makes the clean pass off turn number 4. T.J. tucks back in line right behind him, hoping maybe the J.R. is going to get into the corner a little too hot and drift up.
Well, J.R. Kent's done it again as he's won the battle for the race to get to the front of the field. A couple of weeks ago, we talked with Jerry Cook from NASCAR, and he talked about years ago how it was always a race to get to the front first, and here you see it again at Tioga with J.R. Kent.
And here's Lee Sherwood, who had that great battle with J.R. Kent in the first 25-lapper we saw at the top of the show this evening. He's working on George Kent now through turn number 2. Here's a battle with a couple of real seasoned veterans.
Absolutely, Paul. And again, sparks out of Lee Sherwood in turn 3, as he might have been on the binders a little bit as George Kent dropped back down to the bottom.
They swing high, swing low into turns 1 and 2. Lee Sherwood, he had the outside lane working in that first 25-lapper, but George Kent gets the run off turn number 2, drifts up the racetrack just enough to cut Lee Sherwood's momentum.
Well, George Kent's virtually been on every inch of this speedway at some time, and right now he's using a lot of it as he tries to hold off Sherwood for that third position.
They work back up into turns 1 and 2, and that battle continues. George Kent holding off Sherwood. Sherwood now going to try the inside.
Well, he looks to the inside. Terry Zacharias now in that 71 beginning to close in on that battle for positions 3rd through 5th.
There they go off turn number 4. And George Kent's car got a little sideways that time coming off turn number 4.
Paul, did you notice J.R. Kent got out front early and made the move quick, but right now he's not going that fast. It looks like he's going to be trying to save those tires because right now they've got about 35 laps on them.
Working through turns 3 and 4, Lee Sherwood, he is just throwing caution to the wind right now. He knows he's got to get around George Kent if he wants to have any chance at all at the race leaders. Patrabowski and J.R. Kent just ahead as they swing through turn number 2. Look at Sherwood staying step for step with Kent on the outside.
They go through turns 3 and 4 right now. Again, Sherwood looking the outside. George Kent stays low as they begin to close in on your race leaders.
And what a move by Sherwood. I think he might have him here. No, George Kent comes up strong on the inside in turns 1 and 2. And off turn number 2. Wow, Sherwood found some bite on the outside of the second corner.
Absolutely. What a great run off of turn 2 as he stays on the outside. He elects not to drop down. He stays the outside as he tries to work on T.J. Patrabowski.
Oh, laps clicking away here in rapid fashion in the second 25-lapper, and all the action right up here at the front of the field. Patrabowski and Sherwood side by side now as they work down the backstretch. Patrabowski eases it into turn number 3. Sherwood going into the corner a lot harder and a lot deeper.
Sherwood is yet to win in 2000, and Paul, right now he looks like a man on the mission as he tries to take over that second place position.
Working through turn number 2, Patrabowski not giving up, and here's Sherwood again in that same spot in turn number 2 where he got George Kent. He lays the power down to the racetrack and moves up another spot.
You notice now J.R. Kent just checked out a little bit as I think he knows who's behind him. It looks like a repeat of race number 1.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to have to put the pedal to the metal here as Sherwood is coming coming up on them quickly. It was a couple of car lengths back, now just one car length back as they work their way down the backstretch, and it looks like maybe a little bit of slower traffic ahead for the leaders.
Yeah, this green flag racing has certainly allowed them to catch some lap traffic as they come up on the Hooker Enterprises number 13 as they come across the stripe into turn 1.
And Tony drops it down to the inside out of harm's way as they work their way off turn number 2. Some more traffic ahead, working the outside of the Bleskoski number 87. There's Billy Maynard's car now directly in front in turn number 3. Oh, JR was blocked off for a second.
The veteran Larry Nye now in the 47 in front of your race leaders. Let's see what happens as they go into 1. JR looks to go high. Oh, Sherwood looks to the bottom, looking to make a move for the lead.
Oh, could be a pick and roll here. Oh, Sherwood scraping it down on the infield. He got both tires off into the grass and had to back out of it. He loses about a car length to JR Kent now as they carry it down off 4.
Again, Kent going by the stripe as they pick up a yellow flag. Problem up here in turn number 3. And it looks like it's going to be Ken Canisteri. No, that's actually Hooker in the 13 coming to a rest on the inside.
10 laps left to go. Great battle at the front of the field in this one.
Someone you know suffers from arthritis, multiple sclerosis, stroke, or any condition that prevents you from walking.
Back on the Empire Sports Network, getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Just a handful of laps left to go in the second NASCAR Modified 25 from the Tioga Speedway. Andrew, it's been a great battle up front here between J.R. Kent and Lee Sherwood, and poor Billy Maynard, he gets to be the guy in the middle for this restart.
Yeah, this will give J.R. Kent just a little bit of cushion in between him and Lee Sherwood as we get set to go back to green flag racing.
Nice move there by Billy Maynard, staying off the throttle, staying down to the inside, letting the leaders go on to do what they got to do, which is battle for the win. Here's 3rd, 4th, and 5th working through turn number 2. TJ Piotrowski in that black car with the pink number, the white car. The Duke, George Kent, trying to sneak to the inside here, trying to pick off the 3rd spot. And there's Terry Zacharias in that number 71.
Well, with Kent ducking to the inside, that allowed Terry Zacharias to go to the outside as we got a problem in turn 4. Bliskowski in the 87, Ken Canisteri, Justin Neely in the 38, Bobby Osgood up along the Walpole in the 09, and the 07 of Steve Zacharias.
And it looks like the right front corner bowed out there as Osgood got into the wall just hard enough, I think, to bend out that front suspension. There's a look at your top 4. We've got 9 laps left to go now. And the good news here for Lee Sherwood is now for this restart, he doesn't have any lap traffic in front of him.
Absolutely. Now he's got a clear line on J.R. Kent in the 26 here tonight again. Different car for him. But don't forget TJ Piotrowski waiting right there in 3rd place for any mistake that might arise.
Here they go across that restart line, painted across the track in between turns 3 and 4. Oh, trouble at the back of the field.
Looks like Ed Conran and Zane Ziner get together at the line. It's where the teams pick up the pace for the restarts. And again, yes, that is Zane Ziner in the 76. A tough night for him.
Don't forget, next week from the Spencer Speedway out in Western New York, MBNA Cup Light action here for you on Empire Sports Network. If you've never seen the Cup Light cars, they are a pretty entertaining show.
Absolutely. They're a smaller car, but they're real quick and very competitive, and a good close-knit group of drivers, and they always put on a good show.
And speaking of competition, there's a lot of money on the line for these drivers, and that's why these Twin 25s are being run several occasions throughout the season here at Tioga, Andy. It's all about that NASCAR Weekly Racing Series point fund.
Absolutely. 2 years ago, George Kent won the regional title. It earned him over $40,000, and this year nearly $160,000 up for grabs for your national title list.
Whoa, TJ Piotrowski way off the pace here on the restart. George Kent went sailing around him, and now Terry Zacharias will do the same with the 71 as he runs the outside lane through turn number 2, so that bumps them up each a spot. Meanwhile, it's still a battle up at the front of the field between J.R. Kent and Lee Sherwood, but now George Kent sits in 3rd, and look at this, Sherwood's back up on the outside of J.R. again coming up turn number 2.
Oh, we just saw this, seemed like just a short time ago as Lee Sherwood was challenging for the win in the first 25, and pretty much carbon copy as they come off of turn 4.
Working their way off that 4th turn, Sherwood continuing to run up on the outside lane. And it looks like the yellow lights are back on, though. The 47 of Larry Nye getting inside out up in turn number 2. So once again, just when you think that you're going to get the rhythm going there, the drivers have got to stop down and slow down and get ready for another.
Compact excavators, advantage means the ability to execute multiple functions for top performance. Today, Bobcat offers 8 compact excavators.
Battle rages on at the front of the field here in the NASCAR Modified Twin 25s from the Tioga Speedway and Empire Sports Network. I want to say a quick thank you to the gang from French's Auto Parts for lending some production assistance for tonight's program. J.R. Kent and Lee Sherwood up there, your 1st and 2nd place positions. They've been battling tooth and nail all night long.
This battle actually goes back to 1999 as the two were the winningest drivers at the Speedway, and again it continues in 2000 as we get set to go for the restart.
Here they come off turn number 4. J.R. Kent getting on the gas. Sherwood Wow, he got a good start, got right back up there on the outside lane where he's been running all night long. Oh, a little puff of looks like maybe smoke coming out of J.R. Kent's car.
Well, J.R. Kent was down low in the speedway, and it either was smoke or maybe some dirt from the inside of the track. But anyways, Paul, this is just a great battle for the lead.
And it looks like he's not getting the launch off the corner that he was previously. Sherwood now staying with him off the outside of turn number 2. We'll look again as they go down the backstretch. Don't see any puff this time coming off of the J.R. Kent car. He gets clean into turn number 3. Sherwood dropping it back down to the inside lane as they come down off 4.
Paul, how impressive is this, though? This is NASCAR's fastest division, the modifieds, open wheels, 120 miles per hour, and running this close with no margin for error.
They work back down the backstretch. Sherwood thinking about where he's going to set up for another attempt. Runs through turn number 3, about a half a lane up off the inside hub. J.R. Kent sticking tight to the inside. Oh, Sherwood trying to cut it down low off turn number 4.
Kent tucks it back down underneath. He protects the lane as they go through turns 1 and 2, down the backstretch. Again, Sherwood all over him. Paul, I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's been outside of him a couple of times.
Yeah, he just hasn't had that extra little bit of oomph to get by J.R. Kent, who's been just glued to the bottom of this racetrack like he was a slot car.
He's definitely making Sherwood earn it as he goes again to the outside off of turn 2 and down the backstretch.
Now look at this. Sherwood changes up, looks for the inside lane going into 3. Not going to get it as JR tiptoes his way in. Got to be careful if he goes in too hard. The car might drift up on him. Sherwood off turn number 4, nosing right up behind him once again.
Look at the margin that these two have opened up in just a short time of green flag laps, as they seem to be the cream of the crop here tonight in this second NASCAR modified 25-lap event.
Sherwood again trying to decide where he's going to go in turn number 3. Went for the high-low cross move the last time through. This time he actually falls back about a car length or 2 as they work their way off turn number 4.
2 laps to go in this one, Paul, as they go off of turn 2. Oh, a puff of smoke out of J.R. Kent in turn 2. And that could be an indicator, Paul, as they go into turn 3.
Oh, we've got caution. Cars spun. You saw J.R. Kent getting on the binders, looking ahead on the racetrack. You saw Larry Nye's number 47 get sideways, and the yellow flag is out.
Nye looks like he's trying to get the car started as he's rolling to a stop. Now he's able to fire it up. But there it is, the smoke out of the left header, it looks like. And this caution flag, Paul, may cost J.R. Kent the race.
Oh, boy, tough break for J.R. Kent on his way to a possible sweep of the Twin 25s, which, of course, will be a monstrous help to him in those NASCAR Weekly Racing Series regional points. But right now, he's got to be concerned about just making it the next lap or so to the finish.
I bet you Lee Sherwood right now, although he doesn't want to win it this way, he's happy to see that smoke because these points are so important.
Track officials are taking a very close look at what is coming out of the exhaust headers on the J.R. Kent number 26 car. If that's just smoke and there's no fluid, he might be able to continue. But if there's fluid dropping on the racetrack, he will be sent to the pits.
Paul, another major point in this point race battle. Right now, 21 cars are on the speedway this late in the race. If J.R. Kent has to go to the pits, this is going to cost him dearly.
So J.R. Kent is hoping that car is going to hold together just long enough to make it to the finish as they continue the cleanup work up there in turn number 3. And it looks like they are going to stop the J.R. Kent car down here on the inside of turn number 1. See the official actually reaching down to touch the racetrack to see if there's any fluid or anything coming out. So it looks like a mixture of smoke and steam. Folks, don't forget Owego Speedway, Saturday, August the 12th. We've told you about it for the past couple of weeks on Empire Sports Network. $1.60 adult admission. That is not a misprint. That was the price for opening day for Owego Speedway, celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. They're going to roll the admission prices back. Wow, look at the smoke and the steam just erupting now from the J.R. Kent car.
Well, Paul, you always want to give your race leader the benefit of the doubt, but you can see here the car is up in smoke. It looks like the officials are, yeah, they are sending J.R. Kent into the pits. This is going to end a great run for him.
And JR takes the left turn onto pit road. This pit road here at the Tioga Speedway is actually an old midget quarter-mile racetrack that was incorporated into the layout of the speedway. That's why the road is banked there a little bit, as you can see. And JR lurches the car to a stop in his pit stall. He is definitely upset, and can't say as you blame him. It looked like he had the measure on Lee Sherwood again in the second 25-lapper.
Well, again, if that yellow flag didn't come out, he might have had enough to hang on for the distance. But it looks like we're going to go back to racing as the Interstate Auto Parts pace car heads into the infield.
So we've just got a handful left to go here. Lee Sherwood and George Kent now first and second. Terry Zacharias in the number 3 spot as we'll get ready for the green flag. Working their way up towards turn number 3. Lee Sherwood easing into the throttle, hits the restart line, and you can see him pick up the pace now as they come off turn 4. The green lights are on.
We're set to go back racing. Green flag's out. And you remember earlier on that last restart, Paul, TJ Pokrzywski was running right up front. He's dropped way back in the field. He might have developed a tire problem.
They head down the backstretch. Look at Lee Sherwood opening it up. About 3 or 4 car lengths now on Kent. Kent and Zacharias, they're battling for the number 2 position. George Kent can't be too happy to see Lee Sherwood pull away. White flag is out. Last trip around the racetrack. And Andrew, I don't think they're going to catch Lee Sherwood.
No, he's certainly checked out from the field. It's really the battle to watch now is going to be for second place as Sherwood negotiates turns 3 and 4.
So Lee Sherwood comes down off turn number 4. The checkers are in the air, and Sherwood gets the win in the second half of this Twin 25 doubleheader here tonight for the NASCAR Modifieds at Tioga Speedway.
Terry Zacharias was able to get by George Kent for second. Kent finished 3rd, Rick Woods was 4th, and Jake Rott had a great run to finish 5th. As you see some trouble up in turns 1 and 2.
As a matter of fact, that is Terry Zacharias. He got inside out up there in turn number 2. Here comes Lee Sherwood bringing his car down off turn number 4. They'll bring the Gary's U-Pull at number 95 right down here into victory lane on the front stretch. Mel Thomas getting ready to go down and talk to our race winner here in our second 25-lapper tonight, Lee Sherwood. And I tell you what, this was a good night for Sherwood in the points as much as it was a bad night for J.R. Kent.
Absolutely. Quick math, I think Sherwood's going to take over the point lead, and that'll also put him up in the regional standings.
So the doubleheader for the NASCAR Modifieds here at the Tioga Speedway, split between 2 drivers. J.R. Kent wins the first one. J.R. Kent was only about a lap and a half away from winning the second one. At the engine